candidate is right now. And I would read it in Visayas kasi I know na akong nayono kay lagi siya kasabot siya og Bisaya. Gamay, gamay. Sa iyo nga misulod sa politika, si Mayor Francisco iSKO Moreno Domagoso. Gani giila kining pinakabatanon nga konsihal, pinakabatanon nga vice mayor o pinakabatanon nga mayor sa syudad sa Maynila. Siya ang ika-27 mayor sa syudad sa Maynila ug napili siyang Manila Vice Mayor sa sulod sa siyam ka tuig ug miyembro usab siya sa City Council ni adtong nag-edad pa lamang siya og 23 anyos. Nahuman ni Mayor iSKO ang tulo ka termino isip City Councilor sa syudad. Bisag sa kalisod sa kinabuhi ni si Mayor. Ni atong 2012, niskwela si Mayor iSKO sa Executive Education Program sa John F. Kennedy School of Government sa Harvard University. Usa ka tuig human niini nahuman usab si Mayor iSKO ang Emerging Leaders Executive Program sa JFK School of Government sa Harvard University. In the same year, nahuman usab si Mayor iSKO ang Oxford Strategic Leadership Program sa SAID Business School sa University of Oxford. Produkto usab si Mayor sa Executive Education Program sa University of the Philippines or UP National College of Public Administration and Governance. Ni atong 2014, nakadawat si Mayor iSKO Moreno sa iyang Doctor of Humanities and Community Development degree gikan sa pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila isip pag-ila sa iyang 18 ka-tuig 18 years of service sa publiko isip konsihal o vice mayor sa syudad sa Maynila. Ni atong November 2020 last year, dihatagan usab si Mayor iSKO sa San Beda University of Honorary Doctor of Laws degree and ang Doctor of Laws honoris causa, ang pinakataas na academic rank o pag-ilang nga gihatag sa universidad ngadto sa mga nagpakita o mga talagsaon nga kontribusyon sa sa kapital na syudad sa atong nasod ug sigon pa ni US Ambassador Song Kim, the total rock star. Ang mayor sa syudad sa Maynila, one of our aspiring presidential candidates. Let's all stand up and give a warm applause to Honorable Francisco iSKO Moreno Domagoso. Kuya, mic test.
Hi.
Okay na ata, Mayor?
Hi. Hello. Magandang hapon. Tama, maayong hapon. Maayong hapon. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat at sa ating mga negosyante sa Cebu Province, Felix Tagiwan, Nagyam, President, Cebu Chamber of Commerce. Ang Chamber of Commerce ay laging partner ng City of Manila. Very active organization helping us to survive the pandemic for our people. So, on behalf of the people of Manila, thank you, pare. Thank you sa inyo. Rodrigo Gotaneda, Director, Cebu Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce. Christian Paroan, Stephen Yu, Jocelyn Bitzer, CEO of DIM, Mercedes-Benz. Daimler is Mercedes-Benz. Gerard Allier, owner of Global Artifacts Technologies. Jeffer Allier, owner of Global Artifacts Technologies. Joseph Lo, Tony Oliver Dikdikan, and Victor Cavalier. At sa inyong lahat. Hi! Hello! Masayang-masaya kayo, nakalabas kayo. Hirap ng buhay, no? Sa ating minamahal na Congressman PJ Garcia at sa ating mga kasama dito, magandang hapon sa inyo. Well, una, maraming salamat sa oras na ito na makita ko kayo. Kamusta naman ang buhay? Ha? Oh, hindi. Tama yun. Laban lang. You know? Alam nyo, mahirap. Mahirap yung buhay talaga. But, you know, what matter most every day is nakakaraos tayo. Yun naman ang importante. Lalo na kayo sa BPO. You know, nung nagkaroon ng mga ECQ, MECQ, NGCQ, MECQ, banana Q, barbecue, lahat yata ng Q, no? Lahat ng quarantine. Ang unang-unang tinamaan ay turismo, public transport, and BPO. Yun yung immediate. Yeah, the very next day, stop working. Kasi naalala ko noon yung mga tricycle driver, jeepney driver, tigil talaga yung pasada nila. So yung mga nasa BPO cannot go because of uncertainty, plus hirap sila sa biyahe. At syempre, yung mga resort, walang biglang bisita. But then again, we've learned to live with COVID-19. And we have to live with COVID-19 and go back to work safely. And through the campaign, in our own little way sa Maynila, yung vaccination is the solution. Simply because I wanted to vaccinate each and every citizen of the city, or those that includes yung mga nagtatrabaho sa syudad. Kasi ang Maynila, open policy. Opo, it's a universal problem. It has to be approached inclusively. So to those who are working in Manila, we try to vaccinate them. In fact, modesty aside, as we speak today, while it is true that the government, the national government requires us at 70% by September, the city of Manila enjoys 131% first dose and 125% second dose as of today. And sa awa ng Diyos, mukhang tama yung direksyon. Wherein when we vaccinate people, yung aming infection really went down, sobrang na-manage yung infection. Plus the fact, we created so many facilities to be ahead with the numbers of infection with regard to our capacity na alagaan yung mga infection. Kasi ang gusto ko talaga, yung okay, may COVID, pero bakunahan natin yung tao, halos lahat ng tao, then baka pamuhay tayo, pasok tayo sa trabaho ulit, na may kusang disiplina, na maingat, pero lahat protektado. Because life must go on. We cannot live on, keep on hiding and quarantine. We cannot survive that way. Yes, nagbigay kami ng ayuda, 700,000 families every month. We did that in 6 months. But how far can we go if tao ay walang trabaho? So I really wanted to, medyo sa Maynila, medyo aggressive pa kami. Yung medyo, we take some level of risk opening up business. And sa awa ng Diyos, nakaraos ang Maynila. In your case, lahat kayo sa BPO, mga na-involve kayo sa industriya ng BPO. Alam nyo, ayoko ng pamunahan I hope ngayon maka-upgrade our skills because, and I think you know it already by this time, kung hindi man EGMG nyo, isa sa threat ng BPO is AI. Well, I don't want to scare you, but at least facts are facts, and leaders of our country, or government for that matter, has that kind of foresight. We must prepare our BPO employees to level up. And the government should invest
into skill development, turning BPO to KPO, the knowledge process outsourcing, which gives you a lot of more income. I think about, just safe to say, three times better pay. So same skills, same industry, outsourcing, but with an upgraded skills in our country. And how can you acquire such skills? The government should introduce this. The government should invest into this. Because, sayang eh. Ang isang asset ng Pilipinas, yung Pilipino eh. And I can tell you that in your, real talk, no? Ang asset ng bansang to, tao eh. That's why we're everywhere. Our nurse, doctors, artists, designers, graduates who understand how to communicate, malambot pa dila natin. When I say malambot, we can adapt to foreign language easily, and we can learn that. And fast learner ng Pilipino. So that's why, kayo na mga nangangamba, nanganganig, may awa ang Diyos, huwag kayong mag-alala, nasa antena ko kayo. You're in my radar. Because, itong nakikita niyo mga building na ito, dumami yan sa Maynila. Dumami yan. Sa BGC, it all started in Ortigas. Just to refresh your memory. That was like a little less than 2 decades ago. Then, after Ortigas, they went to BGC. At halos lahat yan, puro BPO. So it generated subsequent business, subsequent opportunity. Property value rose literally. And I've been going to Cebu noong nasa Dutch Entertainment pa ako. Ngayon wala na eh. That look na ba? I always go here. And this place doesn't exist in the 90s. I go and check in Midtown, yung isang hotel dyan, sa Midtown. Tapos, magsishow kami sa Gaisano, tapos sa gabi magdidisco sa Bay. And sa, Cebu Plaza, Marco Polo na ngayon. Pinupunta namin, ewan ko kung alam niyo, kung naalala niyo pa yung Bay. Bay Disco. Mga kasing age ko lang yata nakakaalala. Si Congressman Pichi, oo na mo. That's where we go. Because in the evening, there's nothing here. Meron dito, chicha, manok, sinugpa, tapos doon sa circle, yung pwede, yun. Maraming inihaw doon. Kaya lang mga pinupunta, daily, malapit sa pier. So after that, nothing. This area doesn't exist. This area existed. It's only an incidental effect of such industry created by our country because of talents of Filipinos in the country. In fact, Cebu, my dreams and aspirations in the coming months, if give me a chance to take the lead for our country, is going back to basic. Life and livelihood. Yun lang. In the next 2 years. In the next 2 years, it's all about saving lives, protecting the infected. Hopefully they survive the COVID infection because COVID will stay. You can Google it. It will not stop. It is going to be part of our lives like the way it was in 1918. The flu, the influenza, and all other things became a normal sickness. But through some medicine, and I think, especially nowadays, the brilliance of man creating such vaccine in a short period of time, I think, in a matter of time, magkakaroon din ng gamot. So for now, let's continue to protect life, but we have to open. That's why I like your governor. Malakas ang loob ng governor. Yung mga leaders choose risk on behalf of its people. We must choose. Alam mo yung stagnation, hibernation, will give you nothing. You'll be killed in the middle of the battlefield if you stay there. Movements create possibility of success. The learning process, especially in the pandemic situation, wherein wala namang playbook. Alam mo, may alam ba tayo na magaling sa COVID-19? Wala. That includes the Estados Unidos or other great nations. Wala. But they've learned to live with it and put some precautionary measures and create capacity to withstand such infection or unnecessary growth or uncontrollable growth. Then to normalize it. That's what we want for our country. Hindi tayo pwedeng magbubukas na, ay, teka muna, ay, sarado muna. Ay, hindi, pwede. Hindi, ito lang. No, we cannot do that. We must come all together, work hand in hand, to build back better. Really, with all honesty. And in fact, di ko lang alam kung makikinabang kayo dito, pero kayo na sumagot. Why did I choose? Di ko rin alam kung nabalitaan nyo na. About 3 weeks ago, when I was talking to farmers and fishers folks, sabi ko, ang unang economic policy na gagawin ko ay simple. That we will cut petroleum tax to 50%. And we will cut electricity at 50%. Come to think of it, it's like music to your ears. No? Parang halalan niya yun eh. Siyempre, kailangan kanya-kanyang pangakuan. Lupat langit eh. May pangako, makuha lang ang boto mo. Tama, mali? Then let's be sensible to each other. Let's be fair to each other if it is doable. And if I make sense. You know, crude, for that matter, oil, I don't have control with it. If, hypothetically, let's move forward. If I'm the president, I don't have control of the price of oil. It is the Arabs who will tell magkano per barrel. Tama, mali? Pero when they go inside the country, taxes will be incurred. Tama, mali? Who controls taxes? Gobyerno. Tama. Gobyerno ang may control ng buwis. Okay. So that's one. Second, I don't want to disturb contracts. I want predictability. I want certainty in doing business with government. So those who already acquired IPP or independent power producer, I will not disturb that. That's bad for business when you change the rules in the middle of the ball game. But they have a product that they produce, which is electricity. And electricity, mamaya pag-uwi ninyo ha, pag-uwi ninyo mamaya. O tingnan ninyo yung bill ninyo. Unless wala kayong bill. Kasi kami kasosyo ng Meralco. Shareholder kami ng Meralco. Pero yung may kuryente ka, wala kang bill. But if you check your bill going back, no, there's a portion there, state, naka-state taxes. If I cut it to 50%, then malulugi ang gobyerno. Tama? Binabaan mo na yung buwis sa kuryente, binabaan mo na yung buwis sa langis, malulugi ang gobyerno. Tama, mali? You have to be honest with our conversation. Para fair tayo, tingnan natin ngayon kung sino may bola o madulas lang ng dila. Okay? So, malulugi ang gobyerno. In fact, you're right. Malulugi ang gobyerno. In fact, even the UF, for that matter, came up with a statement that the country will lose 130 billion pesos. 130 billion. Nung sinabi yon ng ahensya ng gobyerno yun, lalong tumibay ang loob ko. Gagawin ko yun dapat. At gawin ko dapat yun. Bakit? Kung malulugi ang gobyerno dahil umatras ang gobyerno, eh mapapakinabangan ng tao 130 billion pesos. Tama mali? Kasi bumalik sa tao yung savings. Tama mali? Then if you're paying about 10,000 pesos of electricity at 12%, that's 1,200. Then if I cut it into 50%, then you save 600 pesos. Then may 600 pesos kang ayuda buwan-buwan. May sense? Pwede? Kaya? Logical? Naman. Then, mamaya, di ko alam kung may chikot ka, o meron kang motor, pagbaba mo, nakatipid ka ng 5 piso, o 6 na piso, sa langis mo. Eh kung nakaka-100 gasolina ka, 100 litrong gasolina, magkano natipid mo? 500. Eh di may ayuda na naman ako sa yung 500. Tama mali? Napakinabangan ba ng mahirap? Naman. Napakinabangan ba ng middle class? Naman. Napakinabangan ba ng upper middle class? Naman. Napakinabangan ba ng mayaman? Naman. At higit sa lahat, ang pinaka-importante sa atin, huwag magsara ang negosyo. We need to survive them. Because pag nagsara ang negosyo, ang mangyayari sa inyo, tama mali. Dahil pag nakatipid kayo sa kuryente at 50%, then business will survive. If business will survive, jobs will not be lost. It may not grow, but it will be protected. So whatever is left will be protected. So 130 billion, ibinalik mo sa tao. Ngayon, sagutin niyo ako ng diretso. Yung 130 billion ba malaking pera? Ito naman. Nagsasabi pala ng totoo mga Cebuano. Kala ko, pupulahin niyo ako. Malaking pera.
Capital of the Philippines. Here we go. Unite together, bringing hope to a country we called it Manila. Matayog ang pangarap, ako at ikaw. Parang magagarang gusali na natatanaw. Bawat misyon at mithiin, bahagi ng kasaysayan. Ang bagbo sa Pilipinas, hayag na sa ibang bayan. Tuklasin ang kasaysayan, sadyang nakakahalina sa lugar na magkakampo sa
ang negosyo. We need to survive them. Because pag nagsara ang negosyo, ang mangyayari sa inyo, tama mali. Dahil pag nakatipid kayo sa kuryente at 50%, then business will survive. If business will survive, jobs will not be lost. It may not grow, but it will be protected. So whatever is left will be protected. So 130 billion, ibinalik mo sa tao. Ngayon, sagutin niyo ako ng diretso. Yung 130 billion ba malaking pera? Ito naman. Nagsasabi pala ng totoo mga Cebuano. Kala ko, pupulahin niyo ako. Malaking pera ang 130 billion. Tama mali? Pero sa totoo, maliit lang yan. Maliit yan. And I'm going to tell you. Basta tayo, real talk lang ha. Real talk tayo. Ang pondo ng gobyerno, 5 trillion. 5 trillion. Ano mas malaki? Billion, trillion? Trillion. 800 billion pambayad sa utang. Magkano natira? 4.2 trillion. Bawasan mo ng 130 billion. Ilan natira? 4 trillion, 70 billion. O ngayon, malaki ba yung 130 billion? Maliit na lang. Kasi it's just a fraction. But the thing is, naramdaman agad ng tao na may gobyerno siyang masasandalan, na may gobyerno siyang umuunawa. Umatras ang gobyerno, umabante ang tao. Ang lugi ng gobyerno, kapakinabangan ng tao. Yan ang uri ng gobyernong aasahan ninyo. Kapag may awa ang Diyos at sa tulong ninyo, binigyan ninyo ko ng pagkakataon. Tao muna. Kayo muna. Saka na yung mga high-paluting PowerPoint presentation na wala namang kakalang na sikmura, wala namang pangamba na magbabayad ng upa, wala namang pangamba na magbabayad na ng kotse niya, ng motor niya, o mapapalis niya sa bahay niya, o yung inuhulugan niyang townhouse o apartment, hindi niya na mahulugan dahil wala na siyang trabaho. Itatawid lang natin. Itatawid lang natin. Now, let me share to you the last concept of the idea. I don't know if you heard this word. Do you understand delayed gratification principle? Have you heard about it? Now, if I lose money as government at 130 billion, then 130 billion savings for our people. Tangible. Tangible, I mean, hawak. Diba, yun yung kwentada natin kanina, simpleng mathematics, di ba? Bumalik sa'yo, walang piniling ayuda. Hindi yung kapitbahay mo, dumadaan yung ayuda, dumaan lang sa harapan mo. Ikaw tumutulo laway mo. Siya may ayuda pero walang ginagawa, tambay sa kanto. Ikaw nagtatrabaho, nagbabayad ng buwis, wala kang ayuda. Tama ba? Naramdaman nyo? Ayun, Chamber of Commerce, malamang alam itong ibig sabihin ito. Iikot ulit ang pera. Pag ikot ng pera, lahat halos ng binibili may bat. Tama mali? Eh, sino may-ari ng bat? Oh, balik, tangkilik. Naramdaman ng tao na magaang, naramdaman ng tao na meron siyang gobyerno masasandalan, naramdaman ng tao na may taing ang gobyerno, pero bumalik ulit yung pera sa gobyerno. Pwede? Kaya? Posible ba yun? Naman. Kaya yun. Just a matter of, ikaw ba nauunawa mo yung tao? Kaya, yon ay isa lamang sa aming naunang tinatawag na iSKOnomics. Ha? Pwede? Mailusot lang, ano? iSKOnomics. O, second iSKOnomics. In the coming months, i-implement na yung Mandanas ruling. Yung Mandanas law. Wherein, magkakaroon ng extra pera ang mga lokal na pamahalaan. Maswerte kayo, meron kayong gobernador na nung kasagsagan ng pandemya at imbes na magsara yung negosyo, inayudahan yung negosyo. Maswerte kayo. Ngayon, kung kayo na may taga Maynila, makikita ninyo, wala na kaming kapera-pera, nagtatax amnesty pa kami. Wala na kaming kapera-pera, nagbabawas pa kami ng buwis. But the thing is, nakaraos kami ng panatag. Now, doon sa Mandanas ruling, gagawin ko lang mas madali yung maintindihan. Pagkakapera ulit ang gobyernong lokal. Dagdag, hindi magtataas ng buwis, pero madadagdagan ng share. Ang tawag dyan sa libro, may accountant ba nito? May accountant? Accounting o bookkeeping. Ayan, ang tawag dyan sa libro, windfall. Tama? May dumating na income. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to create a menu as president that 30% of whatever Mandanas share that you're going to get is dapat ipautang mo sa mga negosyante. Kailangan mong i-fuel yung mga business na naghihingalo. Kung ang COVID-19 patient binibigyan ng oxygen, dapat ang negosyo binibigyan din ng oxygen just to survive. Because I'm always after to the business, because if there is business, there is jobs. There is jobs, there is peace of mind sa buhay ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino. Now, 30%, ngayon malulugi naman. Malulugi naman your local government. Yorme, Longpango. Longpango. Malulugi naman yung mga local government. Ay, hindi. Dahil, yung ipauutang ng local government na galing sa Mandanas ruling, tatapatan ko naman sa bangko ng gobyerno. Ang garantor ng tao ay yung bangko ng gobyerno, DBP and Land Bank, at zero interest. So, walang tosgas, pinaiikot mo lang yung pera, nag-create ka ng negosyo, nag-create ka ng trabaho. Yun lang ang gusto ko munang gawin in the next 2 years. Pwede? Kaya? Weh. Naintindihan nyo? May logic. Logical. Dahil ang bangko, ang pera sa bangko, hindi yan parang kabuti. Na kapag nilagay mo sa vault, tutubo. Pero ang pera, kapag tangan-tangan ng tao, pag ang pera umiikot sa lipunan, nagkikreate ng opportunity, nagkikreate ng growth. At pag yun ay nangyari, one way or another, we can bounce back together ng mabilis. Because that is the key, the economy. Without it, lahat ng inaral ninyo, lahat ng skills ninyo, mabubulok. Mabubulok. Kayo'y magiging Ganun ka lang sa kanto. Tambay ka na lang sa kanto. And that is very dangerous. Sabi nga nung isang dating presidente, hungry stomachs knows no law. It's true. Pag nagugutom na, si Suma, si Galema, nasa tiyan mo na. Yung mga batang 80s ba rito? Kilala niyo si Suma? Si Galema? Yung mga sawa sa bituka mo ay nakakasira ng mundo. And that is a problem. So, yon ang plano ko sa industriya ninyo. Doon sa tax cuts, definitely everybody, across industry, across demographics, walang pinipili, lahat tinatamaan. Kuryente at langis. Mumura ang pagkain dahil magmumura ang palay. Ang palay gumagamit ng krudo. Ang thresher machine gumagamit ng krudo. Ang water pump gumagamit ng krudo. Ang abono galing sa krudo. Ang mangingisda gumagamit ng krudo. Ang jeep gumagamit ng krudo. Yung sinasakyan ninyong pampubliko sakyan gumagamit ng krudo. Ang buhay natin umiikot sa krudo. So, pagkakaroon siya ng trickling down effect immediately. So, yon. And of course, we will invest. Like in the case of City of Manila, ewan ko kung nakapanood kayo ng Facebook Live namin about a few days ago. We partnered with Microsoft. Microsoft gave us 290,000 licenses of Microsoft 365 for our students for free. And that's about 3,000 pesos per year. Tama ba? Yung license. But I got it for free. Then, they gave me an opportunity to train people further from BPO to KPO. And it's just a matter of time in the City of Manila, it will happen. Okay? Hindi po K-pop, KPO. Without the additional P. Knowledge, process, outsourcing. You Google it. Then, lastly, there is the ICT, mga technology agency. It's just an agency pag hindi siya nag-function properly. We have to reinforce our bandwidth highway. Without it, bandwidth will be costly. It has to be open. The gateway, the landing area. I don't know with the BPO owners, if you understand yung sinasabi ko. Sa mga BPO, no? Ilan lang ang landing site natin sa Pilipinas. I think about 2 or 3 areas. We have to create more. we have to create the future. Because everyone will pass through that fiber. At sisikip na sisikip yun because demand will be higher. Let us not be reactionary. We have to prepare ourselves to be competitive with our neighboring countries, especially India. Ang maganda lang sa Pilipino, pag nagsasalita sa telepono, kala mo Amerikano. Pag mga Indiano, I have nothing against them. Pag mga Indiano, hello? Operator? Oh wait for a moment. Pero pagka Pilipino, grabe. May ano pa may Islam. Kaya hindi nadidistinguish ng mga Onax, no, ng mga Amerikano, na iyon ay sa Pilipinas. Yeah, that's how talented we are. That's how we adapt with our surroundings. And that's how we are competitive. All we need is to reinforce our bandwidth highway, our capacity. And we have to do that. We have to invest to it. That is a must in the coming years. And we will do so. Okay? So yun ang aking small commitment sa inyo. Yung ibang bagay, we will keep on going around. I don't know if you heard it already. I've been in Cebu for like 2 days now. Thanks to Governor Gwen and Congressman PJ. We've been going around in the city and in the Parklang areas so that to listen ano yung tunay na sitwasyon sa mga rural areas. In your case, there's nothing new to me because we have BPO in Manila. And we try to hold them back, not to close. Kaya sabi ko sa kanila, you just do business in Manila, no harm will come to you. The ease of doing business. Recently, we were awarded again. We became from a Dugyot city, go Google it, from a Dugyot city, the city of Manila landed top 50 out of 600 cities competed in the Bloomberg Philanthropies Worldwide. Yes, you Google, we landed the top 50 finalists. Dalawa lang sa Pilipinas ang nanalo. Butuan City, yes, and Manila. Because we adapted with technology. We adapted to the ease of doing business. And yet, it says in 2 years. So, yun lang. At baka meron kayong katanungan. Let me answer your queries.
Alright. Okay, so we'll be entertaining questions for now.
Anything
Ayan.
under the sun.
Ayan, nandito si girl.
Oh,
Ito, Yorme.
sure.
Ayan. Hello, madam. Good afternoon. What's your name? Okay, ma'am, check. Go hit it.
Hi, my question is, what is your plan in terms of IT infrastructure?
Oh, that I just mentioned it. We have to build more landing areas. We have to create our own submarine cable through fiber optics. We have to engage with Tata. I don't know if you know Tata, no? Tata owns a lot of submarine cable in the world. Tata is not only a car manufacturing, but he owns cable, fiber optics. And hopefully, mukhang isa sa mga idol ko, si Elon Musk. Dahil, ewan ko tao rin, hindi yata rin natutulog yun eh. But there is this future. And I do believe in this future. In fact, meron akong isang kaibigan involved into bandwidth selling. Sabi ko sa kanya, pare, bili mo na yung exclusive distributorship nitong product na to. May future to. You know Starlink? The low orbiter bandwidth service that even in the middle of WPS, the West Philippine Sea, you can get a signal. Yes. In the desert, you can get it. I think they're selling now at $100 per 50 Mbps. So that is the future. Parang yung internet, parang magiging LAN na lang. So, yung mga ganung bagay, dapat hindi tayo nahuhuli. Kasi, nung nagpunta ako sa Korea, I think about 10 years ago, you know how much access that I have in public Wi-Fi? Public Wi-Fi, Korea, 27 Mbps. Free. Kaya sa Maynila, di ba, meron kaming free Wi-Fi. Nakita nyo, nag-umpisa ako sa mga eskwelahan. I mean, not inside the school alone, but the community as you pass by in the area. Because I do believe that is the future. Kaya nakapasok ako sa Korea Tel. And I may share it to you. In 2011, I went to one wheelchair. Walang may alam ng one wheelchair. Okay, you Google it. Yan. It's the main highway of bandwidth in this world. I went there. I studied personally. That's in LA. One wheelchair. Okay, you just Google it. You check. One wheelchair. Yun ang homing. Doon umuwi lahat. Kaya loko-loko lang ito si kamali ng tinirapan. Yun ang nadali. Nako, kukuloks lahat. Yes. Kaya yung tanong mo na yun, with all honesty, ako, I'm no specialist in telecommunication, but I know the future of telecommunication. And there is business, and there is an industry that can be created about telecommunication using maximum long-term physical deployment, physical development of our communication highway. At ang maganda, hindi siya rocket science. Hindi siya going to the moon. Hindi siya going to the sun or whatever planetary expedition is. This is just, they've been doing it in the 90s. Oh my God. Tayo in the 90s, ang ginagamit natin 56 kbps. Alala niyo yun? Tapos sa gitay ka biglang oh, you're connected. Di ba? Tapos when you do the heavy content, parang nagdadial din ng telepono. So, just imagine yourself, if we are a country of hosts, if we can be a co-locator, if we can be a co-locator, because we develop our line, oh my God, the hubs, yung hubs, all they have to do is to host a co-location in Hong Kong and in Singapore, which is nearby Philippines. So imagine the opportunity of storage business, because people will continue to save pictures, people will continue to save videos, and it will continue to grow, and these things needs to be stored, and it needs to have a physical storage accessible online and virtually. And imagine that if I'm standing here in Cebu at this X hectares, and you see one building being created as co-locator the way it is in one wheelchair. You know, in one wheelchair, ako Diyos ko, ang yaman nung may taon. napakaswerte, pinagpala, tumama sa loto ng Amerika yung may-ari no. But it can happen. It is duplicable. Yes, it can be done. So, yun yung, kung iniisip mo, meron ba akong idea about IT business? At least mabibigyan mo ako 80% above passing average. And by heart. When I say I know it by heart. Because I believe in that industry. And I believe that we Filipinos can learn so many skills using technology. Yes, ako lang ang masama mag-English. No? Pero magaling mag-English ang Pilipino. Kaya natin. Mas malambot pa ang nila. Kaya natin magaling. Kaya tayo sikat. Tayo pinakamagaling na seaman. Did you know that? We don't create ships. We don't build ships. But we have the best crew in the world. Our nurse, they don't do it only because for a fee. Because they put heart on it. Doctors and nurses. Oh, designers. Ay, designer. Dito sa Cebu. Meron dito. Oban, ano? Open Pue. Yeah, Cebuano yun eh. Ang mahal-mahal ng upuan nun. Pero world class. Competitive. Di ba? Ang galing, ang ganda. See? All you have to do, one, believe in yourself. Two, the government should believe in you. And I believe in you. And there is future in IT business. Give it a chance if I'm going to be your leader.
Yes, this is a passion for our business. Alright.
Thank you. Magdila pang yan ka.
Alright, so let's entertain one more question. If anyone, oh yeah.
There you go.
Si Madam. Madam, what's your name? Ma'am G, okay po. Ano po yung tanong inyo? Pasok.
Road for...
The BPO industry.
Okay. Now, that's a
What's the
good
roadmap for
question.
the BPO industry? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ma'am G.
One, I have to find a person in DTI, a very good person who understands things, not because he's going to visit the palengke and to show the price of meat and the price of sugar. I need the kind of people who are really good in the ICT, not a general, but an IT person. I need the kind of people who understand these two departments on how to utilize and create a roadmap. Because a roadmap is a real picture, the big picture of where and when are we going to achieve and where are we going. But the idea, I mean, modesty aside, hindi ako sa pagbubuhat ng bangko. Dahil alam ko, pag ako'y nakipagkwentuhan ngayon doon sa espesyalista, alam ko ihingin ko. And all I need is for him or her to compute the projection for our growth. And that for now, I don't know. I hope there will be somebody who has a heart of public service. At huwag kayo mag-alala, sa gobyerno ko, pabataan, hindi patandaan. Ay, naku, kasi you have to catch up with me. May masama akong habit. Bihira akong matulog. Yes, especially, modesty aside, would you know that for 3 months, I've never seen my family? 3 straight months. Nasawan, mayroon pa talaga magbuhat ng bangko. That's how I do it. So that's why I like young people. And I don't care what's your preference in life. What matters most to me is your skills and understanding and heart of it. You're into it. Kaya, next time makakachamba kayo, baka puro bata ang mga sekretaryo ng bansa.
Yes.
Kasi, kung mas nauna pa siya natutulog sa akin, problema yun. Ang gobyerno natin, hindi ko ipapangako sa inyo walang tulugan. Si Kuya Germs lang yun, matutulog din ako. Pero sigurado ako, ang gobyerno natin maaga. Hindi madaling araw, maaga. Tatakbo ng umaga, at kung kinakaya pa natin, pag may aberya, tatakbo ng 24 oras. It's going to be fast. Yes. Fast. Like, literally, bilis kilos. Because, sir, tinanong ko kayo kanina, you were badly hit. Diba? You lost money. But I do believe, one, sa awan ng Diyos, two, with your knowledge of the industry, three, with your asset, your people, you can gain back money. Tama? And at the end of the day, there is no going down, but up. Mas marami tayong upside. Tama? So you can bring back, or get back money. Di ba? But when you lose time, you cannot buy back time. And you cannot say, Lee Kuan Yew is wrong 50 years ago. Because he has this idea of talking straight without sugarcoating. Nagre-real talk si Lee Kuan Yew. 50 years ago, maybe, lagay mo si Lee Kuan Yew ngayon, lahat kayo magdadamdam. Lahat kayo magsasakit-sakitan ng damdamin. But, what remains, tignan nyo ang Singapore. Can we do it?
Yes.
Can we do it?
Yes!
Naman.
Naman.
Kaya naman. So, we will energize our government with young people, not really young, as in like literally young without experience. We can have a new graduate, as long as he has experience. Because experience matters. Nagmamatter din ang experience. And this is the lives of our people at stake. Kaya kailangan din. Hindi naman kailangan 80 anyos na, nilalagay mo pa sa gobyerno. Tapos papasok. Bandiklak ba? Totoo. Tapos uwi na. Makikita mo sa mall. O sa golf course. We need a lot of people who are really into it. Yung makasasabay sa akin. Pero huwag kayong mag-alala. Huwag niyong poproblemahin yung walang tulog. Ang problemahin niyo yung walang gising. Yes. Any more?
Alright. Okay, so any more questions?
Ayun, may isa pa. Ayun. Sige. I'll do my best.
Hello, Madam. Good afternoon. What's your name po?
Hi.
Hi, your mail. May I ask you a question?
Sure. Kahit love story.
Are you worried that your numbers here in Visayas in Mindanao is not too good, or is it too early to tell?
Well, one, and I'm pretty sure you're not decided yet. I'm pretty sure you have something in your mind, but you're not yet decided. I'm pretty sure about it. Now, my point is, may nakausap ka na bang kandidatong presidente? Exactly. That's the kind of candidate that I'm going to be. I'll go around, talk to people, try to be reasonable to them, try to explain them what can be done and what cannot be done, or what kind of solutions that we can do for those things that are hard, and what is immediate and what is long-term. So I'll be honest and go around to people, then at the end of the day, it's your call. Pero, sigurado ako, and I'm gonna share you something. Are you expecting different things that will come to you in the coming days? In the coming weeks and months? You want some different, favorably different?
Clearly, more promises, but another question though,
Hindi.
Kirby.
Let me answer that. Kumbaga, umaasa ka ba na may ibang mangyari sa buhay mo?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Then let me share it to you, to everyone. What Einstein said. Don't expect different results will come to you tomorrow, if what you did today is the same as yesterday. That is what you call insanity. You keep on electing people who are infighting for 30 years, 40 years, because magkaaway yung pamilya nila at nagpapalit-palitan pa puno ng kulay, pero yun din ang kulay nun. Then you're expecting a different government? That is insanity. That is what you call insanity. So don't expect anything that will be changed if you keep electing these people. Now, I am no special. I'm just, wala nga akong tatay na presidente. Wala akong asawang hero-hero eh. Wala talaga, ato. I had this stumbling blocks along the way. Ang dami kong tibo sa paa. Ang dami kong pako sa paa. Ang dami kong galo sa tuhod. Ang daming beses ko na nadapa. Pero sa bawat dapa ko tumatayo. Ang dami ko nang pinasok na butas ng karay. Pero isiniksik ko ang katawan ko. And I survived. I try to improve myself to deserve your vote. I try to better myself to be efficient in government. And I try to be real as much as possible. And sometimes, it's being misconstrued na offending. There is no such thing as offending in government. What is offending is you don't do your job. And the people are expecting. You should demand from your government for a better services. That is the future. If that will not translate into vote, bad for me. But if you're looking differently, looking at the different side, the other side of the coin, you'll see an iSKO Moreno there. A different one. A performer. And a result-oriented guy. I always have a goal. And I put actions on it. And I expect results. Because results matter to me. That's why, ingat na ingat ako magbitaw ng salita ng isang bagay na gagawin ko kapag hindi doable. Kasi ang naging puhunan ko sa public service, alam mo kung ano? Laway. Literally laway. My aspirations, my visions for you. And when I say something, I guarantee you, you can go ask in Tondo, you can go ask in Manila, anything na sinabi ko, na gagawin ko, magaganap. Kaya pag may sinabi ako sa inyo ngayon, pumunta na kayo kay FL Luwilier. Isanlan nyo na ang laway ko. Dahil mahalaga sa akin ang salita ko. Para meron kang tubusin sa akin. Yun lang, pagpapasensya mo, kung minsan wala akong sugar coating, wala na akong mga pre-over. That is not real. What is real? My question to you. Are you a supervisor, an owner, or an employee? Huh? Employee. How many of your co-workers still works for you?
I'm actually working for my sister. So,
You see your co-worker in your office, how many of them still works for you? Or even your neighboring
after
office?
the pandemic, I'm the only one that.
And that is a problem that I wanted to solve. Hindi yung away ng politika, ng pamilya nila, at maghihigantihan lang sila. For 30 years, they've been doing it in our face. Every election, sila ang bida. Ano nangyari sa atin? Umunlad ba Pilipinas? Umunlad ba? Yun. Kaya, if you want something real, something honest, pero may konting galos ng konti, may konting gaspang, and that's me. If you want a holier than thou, or the self-righteous, there is somebody there. Yeah, you can have it. But don't expect things will be different. Because birds of the same feather. Wag na. Basta, di ba? Sa ganun na tayo. Ako para sa inyo. Kaya nga pinili ko doktor eh. Dahil sa inyo eh. Hindi niyo napansin? hindi ko pinili yung mga malalaking politika. Hindi nyo napansin ba't pinili ko si Doc Willie? Pandemic, life, and I'll concentrate on your livelihood. I'll concentrate on how you people, our people, will survive economically. Now, and I hope, answering your question, I got you. Charot!
One more question, Mayor.
Sige lang, sige lang. Sure lang, go ahead, go
One
ahead.
more question,
Oh, tagal nyo naghintay, tirahin natin ang tirahin to.
Sige, you mentioned the core of your platform being
Dalawa pa lang,
the
tax cuts, end-to-end,
okay,
end-to-end tax cuts, and the
technology.
SMEs.
Yes. What do you think is the hindrance or stumbling block once you're in the position?
Hindrance
Hindrance
for what?
in implementing all this?
For example, tax cuts. Huwag ka mag-alala. I was asked, oh, can you do that in 30 days? Can you do that in 1? Yes, I can do that. Because I do believe in Congress. And I do believe in the new sets of Congress, with new mandate. And I am a reasonable man. I can work with anybody. I can work with the yellow, pink, red, blue, bioman. Or United Colors of Benetton. I can work with anybody because this is about you. This is not about me. Now, in fact, to give you heads up, dito si Congressman PJ ha, kagabi nagtatawanan kami. Kasama kayo mag-apot pa eh. Alam nyo ba, sa Kongreso ngayon, tingnan nyo ha, tingnan nyo kung ako mali ha, kung hindi doable yung pinag-usapan natin kaninang tax cuts. Alam niyo ba sa Kongreso ngayon, 4 na pinalbigla? Suspension of excise tax. On the floor. Sinabi ko lang yun 3 weeks ago. Tapos may nag-author. Ngayon lang. About 3-4 days ago lang. Yeah. See, if I'm wrong, why Congress, which is not my party mate, hindi ko mga party mate yun, thought of the same thing. You know why? Logic eh. Dama kagad ng utaw eh. Kung walang sense, who will pass that bill? More so, if I get a chance by you and your friends and your family to be in that leadership, I'll try to be reasonable with my co-elected members of the government. I can do that. I can do that. Remember, I have 18 years. So lang just for the record. I have 18 years practice in local legislation. The Robert Rules of Order. 18 years of my life I've been doing it. Yes, being a local legislative body and managing the local legislature. Being a councilor and a vice mayor. When you crafted the law in local, it only affects the local territorial jurisdiction. When you crafted the law in Congress, it affects the entire country. Yun lang ang pinagkaiba nito. So, I'm an optimistic guy. I can manage. I think kaya na. Slow ako. In fact, meron na nga sa Congress. Sana mapasa para wala na akong utang sa inyo. At least nagising sila sa konsepto at idea ng isang batang basurero. Okay. Ma'am.
Ay, alright, sige. Okay,
Last.
sige, last. Okay, sige. Since you allow me, Mayor.
Sure.
Ma'am Hamid, quick.
Mayor, pagkatapos po ng mga visits, papasalamat po kami na dito sa Cebu sa sharing kami ng pagkakataon maka-work sa BPO. Now, nung makita ko po na nag-file kayo ng candidacy, talaga pong ginawa ko lahat na mailipat ang administration ko, pati ng mga anak ko, dahil po sa nakita ko na sa lahat ng kumakandidato, kayo lang po yung nagbigay ng totoong pagpapahalaga sa aming mga Muslim. Ngayon po, yun po talagang isang pinaka-reason ko is yun yung simenteryo. Dahil katulad ko po, binabala ko na dito sa Cebu dahil nandito ang aking pamilya. Ngayon po, maaari po bang mangyari sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas ang nangyari sa Manila sapagkat ayaw ko kung may mangyari sa akin, aking mga anak ay alalahanin pa po paano ako iuwi sa Mindanao dahil kami pong mga Muslim ay kinakailangan ilibing sa oras ng pagkamatay namin. Yun
Yes.
po.
Oh, thank you for your appreciation. Alam niyo, sinasabi ni Mami, 500 years of Manila's history, 450 years like Cebu, the establishment of government in Manila. You know naman sinong ancestor namin? Rara, Lakan. Kaya makikita mo sa Manila, Rahabago, Raha Soliman, Lakandula, and so on and so on. This is our ancestor in Manila. And there is this kind of feeling of prejudice to our Muslim community. I don't know why. I really don't know why. That's why, noong ako'y naging alkalde, kasi sabi ko, may Chinese cemetery sa Manila. May North Cemetery. May South Cemetery. Pero wala kami Muslim cemetery. We're in Manila, Quiapo, San Andres, Port Area, Paseco, San Miguel, ang mga community ng Muslim brothers and sisters namin. Pag tinino niyo yan sa geography ng Manila, sa mapa ng Manila, they are all scattered. At totoo yung sinabi ni Ma'am. Pag namatay sila, in a short period of time, within 24 hours, they have to put or bring their family members and practice their rights, properly. Ayusin yung kanilang basa. At maraming Muslim sa amin mahihirap. Maraming talaga. Kasi nga, nagpakasakali, Maranao, Tauso, Tintanawan, lahat yan dito nagpunta sa amin. O kaya sabi ko, o sige, maggawa tayo a place for our brother Muslim, sisters Muslim, who died. Alam niyo, pag may pagkakataon kayo mamaya, Google it. You'll be surprised. Long-awaited 500 years of correcting history in Manila. It did happen in less than 1 year. Merong Islamic cemetery sa Manila. Yes. Actually, gusto niyo pa-reserve? At pag nakita ninyo, worth the wait. Hindi siya mema. Hindi siya mema. Hindi siya may magawa lang. This is a secluded cemetery inside Makati. Labo mo naman, Yorme. Cemetery yun nasa Makati. Yes. Ganon kayaman ang Maynila nung araw. Ang South Cemetery namin, umabot hanggang Makati. And that's where I found about almost 3,000 square meter. At kung nakapunta na kayo sa Heritage Park, parang ganon. And they have washroom, they have a chapel where they can pray for their loved ones. An administration managed by our Muslim brothers and sisters. Yes. Now, your question, can it be done in the entire three islands or in the provinces of the country? The answer is, naman. Nagawa nga sa Maynila. Kasi para mabawasan yung prejudice. Kasi, ako Katoliko with all honesty. But, they have a different way of doing it. And if you want an inclusive approach in government, you really have to address and be sensitive to this type of belief. Anyway, at the end of the day, they are all Filipinos like us. Walang Tagalog, walang Cebuano, walang Ilonggo, walang Waray, walang Muslim. Lahat tayo, Pilipino, ang nananalantay na dugo sa ating katawan. Tama, mali? Kung ang tubig pinag-iwa-iwalay tayo, sana naman sa puso't isipan, magkakaduktong at nagkakaisa tayo. And we need to always remember, iisang bangka lang tayo. Paglubog nito, sama-sama tayo malulunod. We have to take care of the ship. And the ship needs a captain. Okay, mag-alala. Bata pa lang ako, pangarap ko na maging kapitan ng barko.
Yes!
Totoo yun, ha? Gusto ko maging seaman. Nung bata kami, nung araw kasi, sino mga batang 80s? Taas nga kamay na. Mga batang 80s mo na. Aminan.
Tama kayo, Manila.
Okay. Noong 1980s, sa squatter ba? Para yumaman ka, dalawang bagay lang. Pag babae ka, punta ka ng Japan. Pag Japan ka, yayaman ka. Mabilis ang pagyaman. Japan yun eh. Pag lalaki ka, dalawa lang ang pupunta mo. Mag-Saudi ka o mag-seaman ka. Okay, ayan yung William Gotong, Sulpicio, Escanio, lahat yan. Superior. Ako gusto ko maging kapitan ng barko. Kaya gusto namin kami magkakababata, maging seaman. Ako hindi natupad. Hindi ko makalain pang-artistahin 2 weeks. Gusto ko lang mag-seaman. Nakapag-artista pa eh. Ngarag pa yan. Oh! Yung ibang mga kababata ko nag-isiman. Si Mandurukot nga lang. But that's the life. No? Again and again, seriously, kidding aside, iisang bangka tayo. Lahat tayo nakasakay dito. We must have directions. Kailangan may timonel. Kailangan may kapitan. At yung kapitan, may karanasan. At yung kapitan, dapat may prueba. May patunay. May kasiyasiyasat sa sinasabi niya. So muli, magandang araw sa inyo. Magandang hapon. I love you.
Yan lang! Kinikilig si ate!
Kung ako'y pinaniniwalaan ninyo o kung kayo sob sa akin, please help me. I need a lot of help. Kailangan ko ng tulong ninyo. Sumama na kayo doon sa iba naman na mangyayari sa buhay natin. Ulitin ko, kung gusto nyo na maiba naman, pumili naman tayo ng iba naman. So magandang araw, pagpalain nawa kayo ng buong may kapal. Pilipinas! God first. Thank you.
Ayan! Thank you so much, Mayor! I want to encourage everyone. Just a quick